Facing a midlife crisis? Find courage in everyday women's stories. Subscribe to Resilient Women Rising.
The rain battered the windows of Lillian Lily Marwood's terraced house in Bristol, but it was the letter in her hand that soaked her to the bone. Regretfully, your position as office manager is no longer required, it read, the corporate jargon, a polite knife to her 20-year career at the insurance firm. At 48, Lily was redundant, officially, painfully so. She sank into the threadbare sofa, the silence of the empty house amplifying her panic. Her son, Jamie, was at uni in Manchester, and her ex-husband, Mark, had long since remarried, leaving her alone with a mortgage and a life that suddenly felt obsolete. The rain blurred the world outside, mirroring the fog in her mind. What now? The next morning, desperate for distraction, Lily tackled the attic. It was a chaos of Jamie's old toys, Mark's forgotten golf clubs, and boxes she hadn't touched since the divorce 5 years ago. Among the clutter, she found a sketchbook, its cover faded but familiar. She flipped it open, and there they were, pencil drawings of rooms, cozy kitchens, airy lounges, bold bedrooms, each annotated with fabric swatches and paint chips. She'd filled it in her 20s, dreaming of being an interior designer, before Mark's practicality and a steady paycheck steered her to admin work. Her fingers lingered on a sketch of a sunlit study, her younger self's confidence etched in every line. Could that Lily still exist? That afternoon, she bought a cheap tin of sage green paint from the hardware shop and attacked her dingy living room. She wasn't an expert, paint splattered her jeans, and the edges were uneven, but when she stepped back, the room felt alive. For the first time in weeks, she smiled. She posted a photo on Instagram. A lark, really, captioning it, "Day 1 of not losing my mind." Jamie liked it instantly, texting, "Mom, it's wicked, do more." His enthusiasm lit a spark. Lily started small, scouring charity shops for mismatched furniture to refinish. She sanded an oak dresser in her tiny garden, the ache in her arms, a welcome change from desk job stiffness. She upholstered a chair with thrifted fabric, her rusty sewing skills creaking back to life. Each project was a gamble. Would the color work? Would the piece sell? But she posted them online anyway, her followers growing from family to strangers. "Love this vibe," one commented. "Where can I buy it?" another asked. Lily blinked at the screen. Buy it? The idea terrified her. She wasn't a businesswoman. She was a redundant mom with a paintbrush and a knack for bargains. But bills loomed, and pride pushed her forward. She set up an Etsy shop, Lily's Nest, and listed the dresser for $80. It sold in 2 days. Then the chair went for $50. Orders trickled in, locals mostly, charmed by her quirky, affordable style. She worked late, her kitchen, a mess of tools and varnish, her confidence flickering but growing. Then came the setbacks. A client hated a mustard yellow cabinet, demanding a refund. "It's garish," she snapped over the phone. Lily's stomach sank. She'd spent hours on it, and the 30 loss stung. Doubt crept in. Maybe she was fooling herself. At a flea market, a polished vendor sneered at her stall. "Upcycling's cute, but it's not real design." Her cheeks burned. She was too old, too amateur, too late. Salvation came unexpectedly. At a community craft fair, she met Priya, a 30-something single mom, who ran a vintage clothing stall. Priya admired Lily's teal-painted side table, saying, "This is proper talent. Ever thought of doing houses?" Lily laughed it off. She'd never designed beyond her own walls, but Priya persisted. "My flat's a tip. Help me fix it, and I'll spread the word." Desperate for a challenge, Lily agreed. Priya's flat was a cramped 2-bedroom in Easton, all beige carpets and chipped paint. Lily saw potential. She sketched a plan: soft blues, thrifted rugs, a DIY headboard for Priya's room. They worked weekends, Priya's kids underfoot, chaos blending with laughter. Lily taught Priya to stencil a wall. Priya taught Lily to haggle at car boot sales. When they finished, the flat was transformed, cozy, bold, alive. Priya posted a video tour online tagging Lily. "My mate's a design genius," she captioned it. The post went viral locally, racking up hundreds of likes. Word spread. A cafe owner hired Lily to revamp their seating area with reclaimed wood tables and mismatched chairs. A young couple wanted their nursery done on a budget. Each job stretched her measuring spaces, sourcing materials, managing clients, but she learned fast. She bought a second-hand van, her savings dwindling, and drove it proudly, paint cans rattling in the back. Jamie came home for Easter, stunned. "Mom, you're a badass," he said, helping her refinish a bookshelf. His pride steadied her. The big break came a year later. A Bristol estate agent, impressed by her cafe work, asked her to stage a 3-bedroom house for sale. "Make it feel like home," he said. "Budget's tight, but if it sells quick, we'll talk more." Lily poured herself into it linen curtains from a charity shop, a bold accent wall, furniture she'd restored. She worked 18-hour days, her back screaming, her nails chipped. The house sold in a week, $20,000 over asking. The agent called her the next day. "You're hired. We've got 5 more listings." At 49, Lily Marwood launched Nest and Nook, a small design business focused on affordable, sustainable makeovers. She wasn't rich, profits were slim, and she still haggled for every penny, but she employed Priya part-time and rented a workshop near the docks. Her Instagram hit 5,000 followers, her feed a gallery of before and afters. The local paper ran a story, "Bristol Mum Turns Redundancy into Design Triumph." She framed it, hanging it in her now stylish living room. One evening, sipping tea in that sage green space, Lily got a call from a London design fair inviting her to exhibit. She laughed, then cried, then said yes. Jamie and Priya cheered her on as she packed her van with samples. At the fair, surrounded by sleek professionals, she felt out of place until a buyer ordered 10 pieces for a boutique hotel. "Your stuff's got soul," he said. She beamed. Lily wasn't famous, but she was thriving. Her house buzzed with projects, her days full of purpose. Priya became her best mate, their kids calling her Auntie Lily. And as she sketched her next design a community center makeovers, he knew this wasn't just survival. It was success, hard-won, and hers.